Hi, USBGF Facebook people. Phil Simborg, USBGF Teaching Pro, with another interesting position, at least interesting to me. This is a match to 5, 0, 0 to 5, or 5 away, 5 away. And blue has a checker on the roof, on the bar, and blue is on roll. What is the proper cube action here? I'll give you a moment to think about it. Well, I found this position very deceptive. Blue is on roll, and of course I always use Woolsey's law and ask myself first what the taker would do, or what I would do if I were him. If I were red, would I take or drop? And if I'm red, I know I'm taking this cube because there's a real good chance that blue won't hit me. Right? 16 times out of 36 he doesn't come in at all. By the way, there's a cute little trick for that. Red has 1, 2, 3, 4 points made. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times blue will not come in. It works for any number of points made. If you had 5 points made, 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times the checker won't come in from the bar, leaving 11 to come in on a 1-point board, and in this case leaving 20 that comes in. So 16 times blue doesn't even come in. And when he doesn't come in, wow, I would sure like to be red holding the cube, wouldn't you? And that is what pretty much is going to stop most people from doubling unless you go further and deeper into it. Because if you look at this and you look at the numbers, you'll see this is a huge double. If blue does come in with a 1 or comes in with a 2 and hits somewhere else, like here or here, he's got a massive game with lots and lots of gammons. Right now his gammon odds show to be 42.3% of the time, but just picture what it's going to be if blue comes in and hits and red doesn't roll a 1 immediately. It's going to be cleanup time, as they say in baseball. And by the way, it's a 0.330 error not to double, and I promise you that I'm not the only one in the world that had trouble turning this cube that didn't see how great a double it is because of the fear of dancing. And when you do dance, take a look at what this board looks like. Let's take a look. Let's pretend that red had got the cube and blue rolled one of those 16 numbers, and now red's on roll. That's not a real nice feeling for blue right here. You just given the cube and you weren't sure it was a cube, and oops, it doesn't feel great. But the truth is, yes, red has a pretty good game here, but red can hit with 1s and 6s. He has nothing really to cover this number, and if he does happen to roll the right number, which is a 9 that covers from here, or of course a double 6 or double 3 would cover, assuming that you don't cover by breaking one of these points, blue still has game. He might come in with a 2 anytime and still salvage this game. One of the numbers that hits here is a 6, which is a pretty important number for coming out as well, but you should hit and worry about coming out later if you don't get hit back right away. But in this situation, let's see what the cube action would be. Red doesn't have a redouble. Red certainly does have an edge when that happened. So this is how you have to go deeper into these kinds of positions. Red doesn't quite have a redouble. He is a 60% favorite. Gammons are about tied. So let's go back to the original position where blue was thinking about doubling. He will, much of the time, and maybe probably a little bit more than much, but more like most of the time, have a massive game and win lots of gammons, and some of the time he's going to be unhappy and have a losing game, but not a completely losing game. 40% is a pretty good number, and he's going to, not get gammon that much where it's going to totally end the match. And by the way, when you get gammon at this score, gammons are more pricey at this score than at other scores, because the score at 5 away, 5 away, if you get gammoned, your opponent gets to 1 away, 5 away. And because of the Crawford rule, you can't double. That makes your winning chances much, much lower. Probably something down to close to 16% chance to win at 4 away, at 5 away, 1 away. So a gammon can really, really hurt. But look at the huge number of gammons you win if things go well and blue hits. So it's a big, highly volatile situation that can go either way, but when it goes your way, which it is more likely to do, you gain hugely by having turned the cube, and if it doesn't go your way, you lose pretty big, but not hugely. So it's a matter of risk and reward, and the reward and the risks are there to turn the initial situation into a very, very big double. I hope this analysis helps you in your approach to making cube decisions, and I hope you can see why this position works so well as a double. Let's do one other little thing here. Let's give red a direct cover, let's say with a 5. Can you see now why blue might have a lot more trouble doubling this? Because if he misses, now red can cover with a 5 and hit with a 6 or a 1. You've unduplicated the numbers. And even then, it's still a big double. That's the point I wanted to show you. There's so much upside when blue rolls a 1 or a 2 and hits. And even if he doesn't roll a 2 and hits, if he rolls a 2 something that doesn't hit, he still has a pretty decent game. Red's got a lot of work to do to get this checker out. If he rolls a 2 something, it's probably a 2 plus something that brings this checker in. And red still has to clean up this blot and get this checker out. So that's another way to look at analyses like this. Hope you enjoy this, and I will see you with another position soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.